Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. Coming to you remotely from my home in downtown Kent, I'm Connor Steffen. We begin tonight with the latest on Ohio and Portage County's COVID-19 circumstances. This is TV2 Online. Earlier this afternoon, Governor DeWine announcing for the first time Portage County as a level 4 purple county. Earlier today, reporter Gianna DaPra spoke with local health officials about what exactly this means.
The order this morning from your doctor?
The majority of Americans remain susceptible to COVID.
As we enter into month 10 of this pandemic, cases in Ohio are on the rise.
That as of November 4th, our 7-day positive COVID case average was at 34 cases per day. As of 12/1, our 7-day average increased to 95 cases per day.
I'm going to go inside your nose.
As Portage County met the 7 indicators today, pushing to the purple level 4, hospitals are starting to be overwhelmed.
We're seeing increases across the board, not just for ICU and for ventilator usage, but in bed occupancy, period.
Right now, they say it is manageable, but if the surge keeps getting worse, hospitals will pay the price.
All of our hospital systems are seeing shortages with staff, and I know UH Portage is doing the best they can to sustain staff.
Now, COVID fatigue, or in other words, loosening of the reins to get back to normal life, is a driving factor of the increase in COVID cases.
Continuing to see the consequences of holiday events with increased numbers of cases. And early on in Kent, while off-campus housing was certainly a source of growth, we now see increasing cases in K through 12, not from classroom settings, but from outside of school activities or sports, and certainly in those individuals who are over 45 and 50 years of age from gatherings and get-togethers.
That's why it is stressed to stay home. But as we don't see an end in sight yet, there is hope with a vaccine coming in Ohio.
We have been planning for vaccine distribution.
The first wave of vaccines will be given to healthcare workers and first responders. And depending on availability, the general population could see that shot in February or March.
That is really the light at the end of the tunnel for us in public health to be able to get that vaccine out for population.
Following the social distance guidelines, washing your hands, and staying home can all help end this as fast as we can.
The virus is unrelenting, and it can be unforgiving as well.
Reporting for TV2 in Kent, I'm Gianna DaPra.
Moving to right here on campus, TV2 broke the story earlier this week as Kent State announced all non-Tier 1 courses will be conducted remotely for the first 2 weeks of the spring semester. Today, the Office of the Provost provided students more details on how this will affect the spring 2021 schedule. Other non-Tier 1 classes intended to be conducted in person will begin the week of February 1st. This approach, the university says, allows for a gradual return to in-person activities to help curb the spread of COVID-19 in the community. And the growing positivity rate in Ohio now at 29%, forcing the state to put themselves on their own Ohio travel advisory list. But how exactly will that work? The Ohio Department of Health states it is recommending residents of the Buckeye State to self-quarantine if they plan to travel within the state. Health officials also urge all residents to stay at home whenever possible, only leaving for necessary supplies and services. The state of Ohio also announced today an increase of over 8,900 new COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours. This brings the total to nearly 447,000 COVID-19 cases in Ohio since the onset of the pandemic. 82 more people were reported to have died from the virus in Ohio, bringing the death toll to over 6,700. State officials say they are concerned about ICU and hospitalization numbers as 1,204 people are in Ohio intensive care units, taking up 1 in 3 ICU beds in the state. In other news, just announced today, 712,000 new claims for unemployment benefits were filed the week of Thanksgiving. More than 288,000 workers filed for benefits under the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, which gives aid for workers like the self-employed and contractors. Continued jobless claims stood at 5.5 million, down from 6.1 million in the previous week. Census officials have discovered data issues which could delay the completion of the census for 2020. The issues are said to include, quote, high complexity problems that could lead to a miscount. This could push back a key tally until February, after Joe Biden is sworn in as president. Dunkin' unveiled their new Sugar Plum Macchiato earlier this week. Dunkin' combines several berry flavors to make the Sugar Plum flavored drink with espresso and ice that has what they call a whimsical light purple layered look. There's a hot or cold version. It's the latest addition to join Dunkin's holiday beverage lineup, which it launched back in November.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Welcome to Thursday Night Sports. My name is Ian Herrmann. We will pick up tonight's action with the home opener of the Kent State men's basketball team. Point Park at Kent State will pick it up. Mike Nuga gets the tough layup to fall. The Flashes with the ball again. Malik Jacobs finds Danny Pippen and he slams that one. It was the Mike Nuga show last night though. He gets the layup there, fouls it up with another tough one. He had 17 on the night. Gabe O'Neal finds himself on the score sheet with that tough contested layup. And later on, Justin Hamilton finds Jeremiah Hernandez, who splashes the wide open three. Evan Bainbridge now gets the ball, and he makes no mistake about that dunk. Hernandez now finds Hamilton, and he gets the chance for a three and drains it. Pippen going coast to coast with a nice move, and he slams that one home. He then finds a wide open Giovanni Santiago, who makes no mistake with that three. Santiago again with the ball, pump fake, steps in, and hits the midi. Flashes take care of business at home 90-41 to begin their season at 1-0, and we will now hear from Coach Senderoff.
This isn't easy right now, as we all know, just to get games in. We had 3 games canceled. We won by a lot. I didn't think we played great, but you know what? It's the first time so many of these guys have played basketball in such a long time that I'm just happy we got a chance to play and to compete and to get on the floor and represent our school and our program.
That wraps up our sports for today. I'm Ian Herrmann. Back to Connor to bring you more news.
And that'll be all for TV2 Online today. Thanks for joining me again. I'm Connor Steffen. Have a great night.